Hey folks, so this is what I'm working on right now. I got hired recently to play a few gigs on the bass. I am not typically a bass player. I usually have a nice bass around, but right now I just don't. So I'm going to get this thing up to playing speed. Let's check it out. Alright, first of all we're going to plug it in, see what it sounds like. If these pickups are still alive, the wiring's still alive. Looks like the pickups and the wiring are still okay. No problems there. So I'll be pulling out a few pick guards and we'll see what looks okay. And we're going to open this sucker up right here to look at the wiring and see what we've got. Okay, so it looks like the pots and the wiring look pretty good. I'm just going to hit it with a little electrostatic cleaner to make sure that the connections are good. Again, electrostatic cleaner. This stuff is great. I got this can like, I don't know, 8 years ago or something like that, and it's still going strong. Alright, now we're going to yank these pots off here. Okay, so now we have to remove the thumb rest in order to get this sucker on. Alright, so here's the pick guard that we're putting on it. Going with white. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is install this thumb rest. And I'm going to place it right where this screw hole is, and then I'm going to have to drill another screw right here. This isn't an aesthetic thing for me, this is a necessity. I like to have that thumb rest as a way to play the bass. So here we go. And voila, that part's done. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is check out this neck. There is a considerable relief in it, so we're going to want to fix that. What I'd really like to do is put this neck on. This is a old PB Milestone 3 bass. I'm not sure I've ever heard of that, but this neck is pretty rock solid. The truss rod adjusts pretty well, and there's no other real issues with it. So first of all, we're going to make sure that we can adjust this neck right here and make sure that we can get it straight just in case I have to use that. One thing that I checked that's worth having these digital calipers for is measuring the neck width at the neck pocket. And here we have about 61.2 millimeters on this neck. On this one it's a little bigger, it's about 62.3. But I've also noticed that there's considerable room in the neck pocket. This neck is kind of centered, and there's a gap all the way around. So that might actually fit this one pretty snugly. This is a Focus 4205 or something. It's a Kramer, old Kramer bass from back in the day, and I guess they're cheaper line. In fact, this neck might just be that. This body may be something else entirely. You never know when you get one of these things. So we're going to take a look at the truss rod, see if we can adjust it, and go on from there. Alright, so what we're looking to do here is get less neck relief. So right now it's bowed kind of down in the middle here. And what we're going to do is turn and make this truss rod adjustment towards the tuners. So we're going to turn it that way, and that's going to make less of a relief, and it's going to bow it up a little bit. We're going to make incremental adjustments, just about a quarter turn at a time, and maybe even less, and let's just see what we get here. Okay, so at this point we tried adjusting the truss rod. It looks like it's pretty well torqued, and I don't think I can turn it anymore, at least I don't want to. At this point we're going to go ahead and try to get the other neck on and see what that looks like. I like the other neck better anyway. This is a, God, look at this nut, cheap plastic nut, it's already broken off. You can get this to work if you were to try to shim it, but I just do not even want to mess with it. We're going to try to get the better quality stuff on here. I'm going to hold on to these strings for now, because I want to use these to kind of test out the new neck, and then we're going to put a new set on once it's installed. Alright, this is a 5/32 drill bit, and we already have it taped off. I've used this a ton of times to do this. But you want to make sure that you tape it off so you don't go all the way through the neck when you're drilling. Okay, so here's a little trick that may come in handy for you someday. These tuners off of the old neck are too small. The flanges are too small for the holes. But if you can see, there's a bushing from the old tuners. That bushing actually fits right around this flange here. So it fits right up in there, and then you can screw this right into it. Like I said, this is a quick and dirty job. I'm just doing this to get something that I can practice on. So in a pinch, that's going to work, and we're going to be able to get these tuners mounted. Again, it's always good to tape off your drill bit, check it against the depth of the headstock so you don't drill right through the headstock. Alright, like I said, I left these strings on here just to see if this new neck is even going to be playable. So we're going to put the E string back on, tighten it up, and see what we got here. Well, it looks like we've got some success here. With the new strings on it, seems like they're fretting pretty good. Anything that's going on here is going to be easily adjusted by this bridge, which, by the way, these old style bass bridges are great. They're kind of the same as the old Telly bridges. Super simple in design, and I've never had a problem with one of these things. So let's get this strung up with some for real strings and see what we got. So that went surprisingly pretty well. This was a quick and dirty bass setup for a bass that I needed for some gigs. Shout out to PV. PV's been made fun of a lot in the past. I've made fun of them a lot in the past, kind of for their design and that kind of thing. But man, their guitars and basses are absolutely rock solid, and that's where this neck came from. Some kind of PV bass. I never actually saw the bass, but this neck is incredible. And it adjusts great. And don't forget, in the future, if you have import tuners and you're trying to put them into a hole that's a little too big, use the little cheat that I did and use the existing bushings if you have them. You can kind of solve that problem. So anyway, thank you for watching.